Okay.
Yeah.
Um, when last we left off, tell me if I'm remembering this right. Um, the crew of the Marlow had been sort of shunted to some backwater part of space. The Marlow being a frigate that had its warp drive removed, and instead a larger ship would sort of like drop from like point to point to point and drop off these crews of shipbreakers uh, to commence with salvage. And the idea like you'll finish the salvage and it'll like loop back around and pick you up in your salvage up. So from there, the crew that came out of cryo sleep traveled to this derelict site and identified the mining frigate known as the Faust Labilis Delta, but found it had been cut into pieces. Not cut, I shouldn't say cut. It's in pieces, floating in space. But as the crew was sort of like investigating that at range with their ship sensors, uh, the crew identified and summarily destroyed a pirate, presumably a pirate frigate, right? And to be fair, it did shoot back at them. So fair turnabout. From there, the crew used the Marlow's utility pod. It's like a two-man tugboat kind of a thing to drift out to the aft portion of the FLD, where you guys found a couple interesting things, right? In the cargo hold, the crew found uh, complex navigational equipment, which was determined to be like a singular computer console. Like picture like a big giant uh, cargo bay kind of a thing, but the only thing inside of it, under like a tarp, was like this one standalone computer cabinet console thing. Um, on investigation, the navigational equipment was covered in strange cryptic rune carvings, um, and also seemed to possess like a means of space travel hereto unprecedented for as far as the crew understands. From there, the crew investigated a barracks where they found strange whips of all things. Yep. And then proceeding onwards, I think the next um, noteworthy find was going into the jump drive module of the FLD, and you guys found like a weird warp engine that doesn't rely on warp cores to function, um, which is again unprecedented. And I believe from there you guys explored the one of the engines and conventional thrusters of the FLD and decided you could salvage it to repair the Marlow's damage. So if my understanding is you guys decided to retreat back to the Marlow with your salvage and spend some time, some weeks, repairing the Marlow. Is that correct? Okay.
Yep.
Sounds right to me.
Okay. Was the warp drive attached to the Marlow?
We were gonna work on attaching it. I think, but we prioritized the leakage first, if I'm correct, and
Yep.
then we were gonna install the warp drive.
Okay, so the Marlow's fuel leak is definitely addressed. The warp drive we can say is at least in place. It just maybe needs to be like plugged in, you know? And you guys have found out it goes like hand in hand with that complex navigational equipment as well. So I'm assuming that's also been brought aboard. And
Oh
maybe
man.
with like half an hour work or something like that, the two items can be activated and the Marlow will be warp space capable. Sound fair?
Like it.
Okay, then
Gotcha.
during that interim, some more crew members shifts have activated. Like the company C has decided to like time clock punch you guys on shift. And that would be that would be crew members. I see we have Rick Giovanni and Dan Grady.
Oh,
Mike is like my favorite.
I like Rick.
This is
And
a
who was the
different
other
Rick.
person? I'm sorry, Matt.
Slightly different Rick.
Slightly different. Okay. Do we want to go around screen and introduce our characters? And I'm assuming at this point Rick and Dan have like been integrated into the crew. Like you've been awake long enough to help with these repairs and to get sort of like the lowdown. Does that sound good?
I like it.
Okay.
I'll go first, as your captain. Sylvie is a scientist. I did put a picture of her that in the salvage
Discord?
crew. Yeah. It's the only picture. That's her. She is a nerd. She wears glasses, quintessential scientist. She always wears her hair up into a bun and then long hair up into the bun. And she always is chewing bubble gum for some reason. I don't know why, but she just is. I thought that would be a fun quirk. So,
Gotta have her
hi,
go.
I'm Sylvie, your captain. It's a pleasure to meet you. And why weren't you here 2 weeks ago?
They were still sleeping, Captain.
Excuses. And you all are.
Look, Captain, I can't control when the company punches the card. I get paid on company time.
Well. The company only wakes us when it's necessary. I mean, it's about profits and maximizing utility, right, Captain? This is Rick kind of like bumping his or bumping his jaws into this whole thing. Rick is a very obvious corporate agent. He's very transparent. You guys have probably talked with him before. He thinks the company is the greatest thing, and that like anybody that's like not for the you just got to get your head in the right frame of mind. You got to understand. You got to look at it from cost benefit, and it's all about like advancing not only the company but just humanity in general. This is for our benefit. Yeah. Sometimes we got to a few make a few cuts here, make a couple of bad decisions, but you got to break some eggs to make an omelet. Everybody likes omelets, right? He's probably he looks like Giovanni Ribisi, right? So he's like this kind of short guy, kind of rapid talker, but he is genuine. He comes out, he's very excited about this. He's pretty transparent about things. He's got a bit of a shady background. Every now and then you probably catch him doing some stuff. You're like, that doesn't strike me as the corporate kind of guy, but uh, that's kind of Rick. He dresses as fastidiously as he can, so he'll put on the corporate suit and but he's got to be a little bit cool, open collar, maybe a old style watch.
You're just really well for a salvage crew.
Well, I'm not really about the salvage so much. I'm about making sure that we're optimizing profit.
Yeah. Oh, I like you. You'll do whatever I say, right?
Well, no. It doesn't work like that. See, I'm
Well,
here
I'm the
in an
company's
oversight.
Oh.
I'm in here in an
Oh, no.
oversight to make sure that.
Oh, no.
No,
Captain's got a
Captain,
captain.
Captain, you got it all wrong.
Captain.
This is about making sure that we're all going in the right direction. I'm not here to contradict you or anything. I'm just like, this is for
Well,
our
then don't
benefit. We all want
contradict
to, we all want to get like paid, right?
It's around
He's
this
the-
time that Tucker Finley kind of approaches. Tucker Finley being a guy with a like a messy hair, some glasses. He looks like a little bit of a skinny guy, but he has a beer gut. As he walks over, kind of to the captain, just like, it kind of like is like taken to the side and just like, Captain, I just gotta let you know, I got some trouble in the past with HR, with the company, and I can't put my finger on it. That he looks over to Rick for a second, then looks back over to the captain. I think it was Rick that ratted me out to HR.
Hmm.
No,
Wouldn't
no.
be surprising. You can't
No,
hear
no,
this,
no, no,
Rick.
no, 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 no. I don't rat you out. Performance improvement plans are for your benefit.
Oh, look, he was
See,
listening
it's-
to our conversation.
That's what I'm saying, Ken. See what I mean?
I think it was him.
I got all of you guys. You're all on the.
I'm just saying, we gotta be careful, Captain. Okay, what we do, everything's on the up and up. Now let me go fix that leak. Wink,
Don't-
wink. As he goes over to check on the warp drive, because I'm pretty sure that's against the company policy.
Oh, for
Oh
sure.
no, we have to hide
So-
this stuff.
So a couple of questions come up. First off, the performance improvement plan language hits way too close to home, real life. Two, do you guys think this is an open question? I don't have any agenda behind this. Does the Marlowe have the Marlowe? I think should have the ability to send like long carrying messages off to Company C, right? It would take like months to get there, but presumably you could give like status updates, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would presume that.
Yeah. Are you guys doing that?
I think Rick
Uh,
is.
Yeah, about to say, like, Cap, are you like leaving things out deliberately and some things out?
I think I'm stretching the truth.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll circle back to that. Okay, because we should. I want to keep going around because so Tucker is working on repairing the Marlowe and controversially maybe upgrading the Marlowe. But who else do we have in the group here?
That'd be Dan Grandy. He's a working Joe for the corporate seat. He's got a mechanic background, and he'll be assisting Tucker in his repairs of the ship.
I like Dan.
Have I worked with Dan before? Like have we been like cool for a while?
Yeah, we probably met back when you met your ex-wife now.
Oh, Bessie?
Yeah.
Were you? Wait a minute. Weren't you my best man? I can't remember now.
Cryosleep does funny things to
Somebody on this crew was at my wedding. I will be goddamned if it was Rick.
Wasn't me. Sorry,
Right.
I was like getting educated.
Oh.
Oh, see, I don't like him. And I whisper that over to Dan. I just kind of said, "All right, let's go fix up the leak." Wink, wink.
All right, and last but not least, Bolden.
Yes, Bolden Madigan, a athletic build, sinewy kind of individual that suffers from light agoraphobia or astrophobia.
What?
Has some noticeable tattoos on his neck, and is not a typical crew member for this particular group. He's a shoe-in for a untimely death from a previous scientist part of the group, and yeah, he's just kind of going with the flow.
Bolden took the place of who was it again, Tucker? Who are we missing?
Carl.
Dearly? Carl.
Carl.
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah, so all like Bolden's cryopod still has like Carl's name on the plate. He's at like Carl's locker.
Oh yeah, we were meant to fix that.
It even smells like him still.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Tucker like wearing the suit, like Carl's suit? I thought we talked about that last session too. Like
Yeah.
I stole his space suit.
Yeah. Carl's ghost has not yet left the
You
ship.
borrowed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, borrowed,
You
sure.
borrowed. Not stolen.
Okay. I think we've got a good summation of what's going on in the Marlowe. I've taken the like fuel leak thing off of there, and I've added the upgrades to the ship sheet.
Ooh.
Chip sheet.
With the understanding that you guys you've installed the prototype jump drive, but you haven't like flipped the switch to powered or anything like that just yet. So with these hurdles now behind you, with the Marlowe up into tip-top shape as far as it goes, where do you guys set your sights next?
Oh, we take
Continue
them back.
salvage.
Great. Very good. So turning our attention
Matt,
back. Yep.
Matt, where are we on this map? I mean, I see the Marlowe,
Mhm.
etc. But how does this map to the display on the left, to the left of the actual ship?
Sure. So
I
the
think I
Marlowe,
understand it, but
I'll
go
bet
ahead.
you, I'll bet you've got it just right. It's just zone kind of mapping.
Mhm.
What can I say? Like the Marlowe is just an abstract, you're either on the Marlowe or you're not. And then there's that utility pod, which is sort of like a space tugboat. It has
Okay.
seats for 2 people and plenty of handrails on the sides for people in spacesuits to like hold on.
Mhm.
Other than that, the pod is equipped with like 2 articulable arms or hands and a
Mhm.
laser cutter, such as someone might wield. Um, Designed to sort of like get up close and do some delicate cutting. The Marlowe itself is also equipped with a laser cannon that is made for ship cutting, but also does a really good job in a pinch, as we found out last session. Because I think you guys like one hit the pirate ship pretty much.
Took us 2 tries.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now turning our attention over to the massive blocks on the left. That is the abstract map of the frigate that you guys have been sent to salvage. To the north, that like sort of Tetris block looking thing with with the block to the right.
L
Looks,
shaped, yeah.
yeah, is like the front of the ship where you would find like command modules and maybe like some science lab stuff like that. The block that's floating off of it is one of those like because the FLD is in pieces, right? And the investigation into hasn't really begun into why that is. But you do see that this free floating block on the northern part is a cryo chamber. And I'm assuming
Okay.
that's because in the weeks that you've been sort of orbiting the wreckage, you've been able to like use cameras to like zoom in and you can find like bodies floating in space around it. It's just the evidence stacks up over time to let you guys know that would be the cryo module for the FLD. It's broken off and there's plenty of dead people there. Heading further south to that like T-shaped portion, looks like predominantly to be like cargo from the exterior. And then the almost square-shaped block at the south is where you have the crew is already explored. That's why some of the rooms are numbered.
Okay.
That's like engines and stuff like that. Yeah, like 19 and 20 was an engine and like a conventional thruster broken off.
Seeing the
Num
dotted lines, kind of, I assume those are like hatches that connect together. Is that what?
the dotted lines are there to demonstrate how the ship would go together if it was still in one piece.
Oh. Okay.
Squares that
Gotcha.
are half full, where they have like a black and a white triangle,
Yep.
those are airlocks.
Those are. I figured those might be airlocks.
Mhm.
Okay. I
And
assume
then
like 13 is crew quarters then.
that was the barracks where the crew found
Yep.
those strange alien whips. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That must be the galley at 12. Is that what the seated?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then as far as the box with the cross or the box with the star, so underneath 12 and underneath 13, what are those symbols? Or do we?
12 is a cargo with an airlock.
Okay. Gotcha.
If I
Okay.
moved it over there.
Yep.
I don't know if I numbered the room. And then this one with the star, that would be
Got it.
north of 19. Those are both. That's where you found the prototype warp core, warp drive.
That symbol though, in the box underneath 13, not the 13 itself, but the box that looks like I'm calling it a star inside of the square. What does that
Yep.
symbol mean?
Warp drive.
Warp drive. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
We actually didn't explore 11 and 14.
Mm-mm. You didn't, but Tucker got a good look at when he went into the galley, room 12. He did look, because remember I said, Tucker, to your to the west is just a sheer like break off into outer space, and you are. I reiterated that Tucker was grateful to be in a spacesuit.
Yes.
And I believe Tucker did briefly consider either like space jumping from 12 to 11, or sort of like scooting along the wreckage to get from 12 to 14.
I thought that was to get to 19 because I think that was for 19 when everyone was there. And it was kind of just like proven like, oh, for brevity's sake, that we could be able to attach some lines and everything like that to keep it from drifting away because it had some very important parts in there, such as the engine and the warp, I believe.
Maybe I'm misremembering, but yeah, but you guys do know that room number 11 is also a living quarters. For the same reason that you know that the cryopod is what it is. You just, by observation, as you're floating around it for weeks.
Well, Cap, should we hope against all hope and do a rough search for life while we make our way to the black box before we chew this thing up into oblivion and get the hell out of here?
Sure. I mean, as I'm looking outside and seeing a dead body like float by. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. There could be somebody living on that not air ship, but yeah, we'll do that.
Well, wait a minute. They are occupying a space that we have like taken control of, right? We don't want to get into any legal issues here. That is a derelict. We have salvage rights to it. Anybody on there is squatting. So let's just be very clear.
Okay.
I can tell that you are a bastard.
You'll grow to like Rick. Rick is a fun guy.
Tucker from out of nowhere, all the way in the engine room. He is just like sighing for no apparent reason.
Well, how do you want to approach this? You want to take the pod back over there, or
yeah? Why don't we do that? It'll be fun. Who wants to come?
We can go over there, right, Tucker? We want to go back over there?
I mean, like we can. I mean,
how much do we have here?
Tucker, come on. Where's your sense of adventure?
No, I have nothing wrong with some adventure. I had a project. You gave me an assignment, and I'm being due diligent to keep up with that assignment. And
it's been 2 weeks.
You know how heavy this son of a bitch is. I'm trying to tie it up and set it up. You tell me when's the last time you installed a warp. I mean, the last time you fixed an engine leak.
Oh, we're not even saying warp core to like get it on the record.
Not in front of Rick.
Rick knows it's a warp core. I mean, he knows what we're dealing with. I think this is all some kind of accident. We're out here.
So the company C sent you out here. Just to be clear, Rick, because I think Rick would be especially attuned to this. The company C made clear that they're aware of something of extreme value to be recovered on the FLD, although the details of that were classified. However, I just want to reiterate that the crew has recovered prototype navigational equipment that is covered in like alien runes, like hand carved into the console itself, and they do sort of have a weird glow about them.
It's a healthy glow.
The runes also sort of correspond to that weird altar in the barracks with the floating whips that you guys found.
It wasn't that weird.
And is the same language as what covers the mechanics of the warp drive that you guys have recovered and attached to the Marlow. And like I also want to reiterate, normally when you make a warp jump in Mothership, you consume a warp core to do it. This thing functions without that, which is hereto completely unprecedented.
And it's all ours.
So Captain, why don't you take the crew over there, and like Tucker and I can hang back. I'd like to learn more about document some stuff about this warp core that you guys brought back, and we'll get it on the record with the company and everything, so you guys can get some credit, earn a little bit of cash. I mean, keep it on the up and up, right?
Rick, you're part of the salvage team. You need to come and salvage.
I am. I'm here from an oversight.
Yeah, you're going to oversight of salvaging the stuff over there, just like you're supposed to.
Cap, you're not going to let this suit sit here and consume air for free while I work my ass off over there, are you?
No, he's coming.
Hey, nobody gets a free
Suit
ride.
Game Master, I would like to ask a unique question.
Okay.
So I stuck my head into that warp where all the rooms are, how everything was so weird and crazy, the writing. I just want to know, has Tucker Finley had any unusual dreams for the last couple of days that he was after installing?
That's an interesting question.
Wow.
I like it.
Hats off to Tucker for volunteering for that, because absolutely. And I happen to have such a table of cryptic visions
Well
prepared for just that question.
Well, I think he knew, like, when he first checked, right? Because he had to look at the specs on the last session of like, all right, like how does this work on the inside? Then he saw the writings all carved within, and he's like, this is some creepy black magic bullshit.
Okay, so yeah, let me take the reins here, because I'm going to assume you guys are having this conversation across the ship, maybe like on intercoms. And Tucker, you are in the midst of this conversation. You are installing the warp core to the Marlowe, and as people like, I believe the salvo just lobbied from Bolden to Rick. Which, by the way, I love Rick as a character. This is not the first time we've seen Rick, and I love how just him being in this scene immediately charges the group. He's 2 for 2 at this point. So Tucker, you're in the middle of overhearing Bolden say, like, no way is this guy gonna suck air for free or whatever it was. When your earpiece goes all like staticky, and when it clears, you hear the sound of your wife, who's back planet side, wherever. Just saying like Tucker, honey, dinner's ready. Why don't you? In a much more a sweet voice than I could ever manage, right? And you can
come on, Matt.
Tucker, honey, your dinner's ready, sweet. And you can feel her lovely hand sort of like creeping up like around your neck in that way she had of like Tucker was you're perpetually like at your workbench when you are planet side, and that was just her way of getting your attention, right? She'd massage your shoulders and your neck, and you have this uncanny sense, like reliving that sensation, and the argument happening over the intercom is miles away from you.
So he's just like pretty much zoning out. He's like really just taking in this feeling of his wife, and some reason her voice sounds a lot nicer than it usually is. Usually her voice is kind of gravelly, like, "Oh, Tucker, get back to work." And it's like, oh, this ain't my wife. Who are you? But he is just taking it in. He's like listening to all this. Does he actually feel like the hands, like as if she's there?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It wasn't Dan giving you a neck massage.
Make a sanity save, Tucker.
Okay. Let me go ahead and roll then. Let me pull that up.
By the way, did we I'm assuming our stress is back to the regular.
No, that would be incorrect. It is not ever not been stressful.
After 2 weeks, all right.
There's nothing to I don't think I got anything I can add to this, so it's just a straight roll.
Sure.
33, critical success.
Okay.
Congrats.
Yeah. Tucker, you will lose a point of reduce stress by 1 instead of gaining.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Tucker's in
sweet.
the zone.
As for just like a brief moment, you are off this horrible leaky ship, and back at like the dinner table with your wife.
Just called your
Properly.
ship leaky.
Yeah, I know, right? God, I work hard. I'm just like taking this all in for a moment, and it kind of feels nice. And thinking about my wife, and some reason she sounds louder than she usually does. And I'm just I actually zone out probably. So when Dan is like trying to ask me something, uh, he actually probably has to like shrug my shoulder in order to get my attention.
Okay.
Dan, are we going to the ship or not? We got to get some stuff off this thing. What are you doing?
Oh, whoa,
Wake
whoa,
up!
whoa, whoa.
Now
Sorry.
you don't fumble the the very dangerous power tool you were just manipulating to like get it prepared,
Well,
do you?
There goes his
Hey,
hand.
That
this is
sounds like a
not my.
body save to me.
How dare you insult Tucker Finley like he can't handle a power tool with his eyes closed? How
Oh,
dare you?
The dice are gonna figure that out, bud.
Oh,
Give
sure.
me a, give me
Okay.
a body save.
A body save? Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Let's see here. There it is. And is there anything I could add to this? Like, I feel like I'm very proficient at this. So, jury rigging or mechanic, like something like that.
Yeah.
he's gonna duct tape his mental state.
76 failure.
Oh no.
A 6
one
is a
stress.
failure?
76.
Oh, so no, you're not gonna gain a stress. You are going to take some damage.
Lose a hand.
4 points of
shit.
damage. Yeah, as like
Ooh.
like the power drill or whatever like slips and like slices. You get the idea, right? Yeah. And you
First
are
blood.
shocked, literally shocked out of your peaceful vision.
God dang it, Dan!
Captain, we got an accident back here.
Oh no.
Tucker was daydreaming.
You idiot! Ah!
Well, luckily there's 3 scientists on board who can probably fix that right up.
Just give me the stapler. I'll just go ahead and staple this wound.
What skill did you
Where's
go
the
to
trace
again?
duct tape?
So Travis
That's
and
better.
Travis and Dan are back by the engines, correct? And
Yeah.
because they're trying to install this warp core.
Yeah.
Sylvie is trying to more or less command Rick to suit up and get ready to go salvage.
Mhm.
Sindar Bolden is in that same area, right? Because you were giving me crap about sucking air. Is that correct? Bolden?
I'm next to the captain.
Okay.
So yeah, we're open. We're not through comms.
So if we want to get specific about where we are in this ship, the warp core, the warp drive for the Marlow is actually up on top here. But everyone else, I'm going to assume, is in like the command module, which is up around here. But if you guys had a reason to be anywhere else in the ship, that's fine by me. If this helps to delineate.
It does. It certainly helps me.
Okay.
I think as that kind of comes over the speaker from Dan and I'm sorry, from Jintu.
No, Dan and
Oh no,
character-
Dan. Sorry.
The character's name is Daniel.
Yeah, it's from Dan and Tucker. I think Rick kind of gives Sylvie a look and just kind of shakes his head, and he's like, okay, I definitely I'll go suit up and everything.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And oh yeah, sure. It's not like I haven't been out on salvage before. I mean, it's been a while, internship and all, but I can suit up. And as he's kind of walking out, he's kind of like throws a look at Bolden and is just like, you and I aren't going to have a problem, are we? I mean, I just I'm honestly here to help out. I know sometimes the corporation gets a bad rap, but we're not all bad.
Oh man, pull your weight. Do what the cat tells you to, and we'll be right as rain, Choom.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and he kind of gives you that look like, yeah, I see you. Okay, so we are going to have problems as he kind of walks out.
Rob, we're not antagonistic, you and I, this time. It didn't happen, finally.
Oh, same team. It's someone else this time.
All right, so Rick will go off and gather up his gear.
Okay. I'm assuming if you guys didn't start with one, everyone should have. I believe it'd be like a EVA suit.
Yeah.
I rolled a hazard suit, so I've got a hazard suit.
That doesn't give you environmental stuff, so it would specifically be an EVA suit. So if you don't have one, feel free to add it. Yeah.
Excuse me. Is that a back suit?
Yeah, back suit. Sorry.
Okay.
I forgot the mothership term.
I thought the hazard suit had oxygen. It's got six hours of oxygen versus 12.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, whatever. But my understanding was
if you want me in a vac suit, I'll put the vac suit.
It's a horse apiece to me, man.
Well, they're different
maybe
in armor, so that's why I'll put the vac suit on.
Okay.
They're a little.
We had another question.
Nope.
Were you saying something, Bolden?
No, I was just agreeing. Sorry.
Okay.
I was just agreeing with you.
Okay. So as the three of you, so I'm assuming now Tucker and Dan are tied up with stapling Tucker's hand together or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Aim it! It's right here! Hold it on! Steady, damn it!
So the three of you. So the other thing to be clear about, there's no gravity on the Marlowe. So everything's
all
just
the
sort
blood.
of yeah, that's a problem. But you guys would be like not walking through, but floating through room 3, which is again the sensors, the command module, like the steerage, and then going up that column is going through the galley, the medical facilities, all that stuff, to get to area 4 is the cargo hold for the Marlowe. And the cargo hold, I'll just hold up the cross section from Shipbreakers. Is sort of like this tube where like shipping containers, that's hard to do backwards, sort of like dominate the column of the cargo hold, and you guys would be slipping along ladders alongside them.
Mm-hmm.
When you get about halfway down, Rick, I'm going to assume you're leading the floating charge.
Sure.
Halfway down through the column, there is all of a sudden a doorway in the ladder chute that you have not ever seen before on the Marlowe. Like an airlock looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is it. Go.
Right.
The last detail I'll throw out. It is like if it is like on the exact same piece of the Marlowe, like the opposite side is where the warp drive is, but it's on like the bottom of the Marlowe as opposed to the warp drive being on the top.
Okay.
Where you can hear
gotcha.
Dan and Tucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finishing repairs.
Yeah!
Yeah, and I assume there's no way to actually interact with this map from a player perspective through this app.
Not that what kind of interaction would you?
I just was going to point to the area just to make sure I had it. It looks like it's those two little, something like those two little like bumps out on the side view.
Yeah, it would be like right around there. Yeah,
right around. Okay, all right. Okay, great. So as we're kind of approaching, I will like kind of pull up short, and who's behind me, Bolden or Sylvie?
I would be.
Hey, okay. Well, and Rick kind of pulls up. He kind of turns around and looks at you. And Sylvie, did or Captain, did you make an unreported modification to the ship?
No.
Well, what's that right there? I mean, that door is
that's
that hatch
new.
is new. So you did make a modification.
I didn't do it.
Holden, did you make the modification? Somebody made a modification to the ship.
Tucker, Dan, there's a door up here.
Oh, we all get to see the door.
I open it.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't want to
What?
open it. It's a new door. We've never
Hell?
had this door on our ship before.
No. That's just it's just leakage. We gotta seal things off.
No, Tucker, come up here. Stop screaming. And it's a real door. It's a door to like a cargo hold door
It's an airlock, right? I mean,
or
it looks
airlock
like,
door. Excuse me.
yeah.
That's what I meant.
Just more company shenanery. Did you put some nonsense in our air scrubbers, and now we're all having collective hallucinations?
I mean, Rick kind of looks at you, Bolton, and he's just got like he's clocking you. That's just like, okay, all right, I see you.
Rick is like you're not on the pay grade to have known about that pilot program.
You're not on the pay grade.
By rights, this airlock would open up to outer space.
It would go
As-
to
If
outer space.
that needs to be even said, right? Like there shouldn't be any modules.
Yeah, we
on this
shouldn't have an
side.
extra airlock door. That's odd.
Um,
Uh,
is there any kind of computer control panel anywhere nearby?
oh, hold on, Dan. What'd you say?
Is there a viewport? Can you see through? It's a new door, right?
Right. Yeah. In fact, there is a viewport, as all standard airlocks have. There also is a thank you, Sylvie, for that. But and Rick, to answer your question, there is like a very rudimentary like control panel for the airlock.
Okay.
Again, as all airlocks tend to have.
Just like lock, unlock, no integration or anything like that into the ship.
Yeah, it can be integrated, but it takes some like backdoor. You gotta do hackerman stuff to do that. But by default, yeah, there's just lock unlock cycle.
Any runes on this door?
Uh-oh.
Any runes on the door?
Yeah.
Familiar
Any
runes?
strange alien glowing runes on the door.
Actually, yeah, Tucker, as you pass, I want to assume like you do like float up, maybe like shoulder to shoulder with Rick and Sylvie now. It's probably pretty crowded in this ladder chute, right? And when your hand sort of passes over the airlock, sure enough, almost like wiping off dust or frost. In the space that your glove passes over, the same family of carvings as what's on the warp core and the navigational equipment show up on the airlock for sure. Yep.
Rick kind of pushes back a little ways from that and like looks at Tucker and Bolton and is like, okay, that's not right. All right.
He ain't wrong, Captain.
It's just odd.
You been drawing with them crayons again?
I think Bolden
Everyone.
should probably make a voluntary fear roll for his agoraphobia at this point.
Oh yeah, that'd be
Okay.
scary.
Sure. Thank you.
Oh, 17 success.
Oh wow, look at you.
Oh.
I ain't scared of this. I'm puffing out my chest. Rick looking at me, giving me the side ball. I gotta be tough here.
Yeah.
Does I know that I just a company just woke me up and everything out of cryo and everything. Captain, I mean, have we made any progress on deciphering these runes? Because that sure as hell is not English.
I don't speak whatever this is.
It's if
It
you
looks
guys
like-
have bothered to like run it through like the ship's computers,
Yeah, we would
like
have done that.
companies see like Google it or whatever, no returns. Yeah.
You mean we wouldn't get the Google answer of like the scary movies? It'd be like, oh,
No, it's that's like, did you mean, and then like translates to like like a scary movie. Yeah. Did you mean Event Horizon or
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's an ancient movie. Never heard of it.
Nothing we can do about it now. But
Well, wait a second. Aren't you installing? Isn't somebody like installing a warp core like that has this on? Did you guys? I mean,
Looks to the
I know I
captain.
was sleeping, but did you guys like? You don't even know what this stuff says, and you're putting like unsanctioned equipment into our only way home?
Well, the only
Looking at
way
the guy.
home was to do this, or we would die.
Tucker Finley starts sweating profusely.
Oh, Tucker, are you okay?
Yeah, totally. Everything's fine.
My bingo card was right. Tucker was going to go crazy first.
Yep.
No, I want to peer through the window. I want to see what's on the other side.
On the other side of
Oh my god.
the viewport,
And Sylvie dies.
queue up your sanity save now,
Okay.
because on the other side of the viewport is a. I'm looking for it. Bear with me. I'm pausing for dramatic effects. Not
It's fine.
Drum roll.
You got it. You got it. Just gotta get to the page.
It's hell.
A docking port of some kind.
Oh.
It kind of reminds you of the big cargo space that you were in on the FLD, where you found the navigational computers that go with the warp drive.
Mm-hmm.
Insofar as it looks like a big room,
Mm-hmm.
but with a terminal just sort of standing up in the middle of the room.
Isn't that kind of almost exactly the same thing we saw?
Almost exactly the same. And the reason you're about to make a sanity save, Sylvie, is because by rights, like if you the other viewport that you just passed and glanced through,
It should have
showed
space.
you outer space. Exactly. Yeah.
So, okay. Let me roll my roll.
The geometry ain't.
Geometrying.
Yeah.
The angles are oblique.
I rolled a 78, so I failed.
Oh, so you're going to gain a point of stress.
Okie dokie.
And I think that's actually going to be a panic check as well.
Okay, hold on. Let me make my stress 8.
This is a slow burning panic check you're making here.
Panic.
Don't panic.
And again, what do we do for panic? I'm sorry.
Roll a d20.
Roll a d20.
And now you want to roll
under this.
You want to roll high.
I want to roll high.
Yep.
No, yeah, that's not going to do well. Oh, that's cocked. I'm going to reroll.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a 3.
A 3. You are panicking. Your specific panic. Let me get out. I didn't actually have a rule book out. Although I'm sure we could just look it up on the app. But, whatever.
Whatever. Sylvie goes crazy.
Sylvie goes crazy right there in the small like ladder tube. Where's panic?
Am you okay?
No. I'll find out how not okay I am in just a second.
A 3, you become jumpy. You gain another point of stress.
Oh,
and everyone around you gains 2 stress as Sylvie starts sort of like wigging out.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
Can I like slap the captain?
There should be space, and I don't see space. I see another space, but I don't see space. I see a room. That's not right. What's going on? Rick, what's going on?
Rick will step over and look through into the space, trying to pull Sylvie away. There's nothing wrong, Sylvie. There's nothing wrong.
On the other side of that door is a room, and that's not possible. Tucker, Holden, it looked like the room we were in 2 weeks ago.
I think Sylvie sort of set the tone, and her making everyone gain +2 stress, I think, is perfect for you guys. Also coming to the realization that the math ain't mathing.
Yeah, we're scientists. We should.
The angles are oblique. That's the name of it. That's the title of this session. Thank you very much for that, Rob.
You're welcome. I didn't do anything.
So I guess I'm looking at it there and looking at Sylvie, and since Tucker is a scientist nearby, I'm just like, wait, how is this possible? Like, what's going on here? This doesn't make any sense. I mean,
we're trying to figure that out.
So hang on. Are you trying to tell me that we stumbled across teleportation alien technology along with a warp core. This is the biggest freaking payday of our entire lives.
Well, when you put it that way, I do like money. But the other thing is, this is scary. Because what if it doesn't lead to space? Or, excuse me, I meant room.
Well, it obviously leads to that other room over there. I mean, I agree, Bolden. This is amazing.
Kind of taken aback because the suit agrees with me.
Well, I mean, can you imagine
Wow.
what the corporation can do with this technology?
This is terrifying.
And there it is.
And instantly disappointed.
Yep.
Cap, I think the mission is still the same. We get to the command module of the FDL and we find the black box and figure out exactly what the heck happened to this ship.
Okay.
Whoa, wait a second.
We
Wait
got a
just a
shortcut
second.
right here. We can just open the door and go right over.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to be said. Is that the same ship? I mean, just across there.
Well, I mean, it looked like it.
I'm not going through that door. There is no way I'm going through that door. That shouldn't be that, and so this ain't gonna do it. But I'll take the pod over there, like we did last time.
I'll take it with you, but you gentlemen are more than welcome to try at the door. But I'm not going through that door right now.
Hold on. This is really Rick had rolled up as part of my gear. I had a drone with a recon drone with a bioscanner.
Cool.
So just hold on a second. You know, we're fine. And he kind of goes through his backpack and he's probably floating in space a little bit and pulls out a small recon drone. And starts tapping on his EVA and such, and goes like, okay, you know, and he's given that side eye to Bolden that says like, see, sometimes it's good to have friends, you know, as he kind of preps the
oh damn
the drone and somebody want to open up the door and I'll get us a first look. That way we can like be safe. But this is an opportunity. I think this is gonna. Would you agree, Captain? I mean, this is a big discovery. This is way more important than some black box. Can you imagine what is on the other side? I mean,
a door or a room. I just saw it.
Where is my character? Because Bolden is now slowly floating to the different section of the ship to seal the door behind him.
Yeah, I moved all your tokens next to this airlock question mark.
I think it would be best if actually I'll speak. I think it would be best if we all leave the robot drone thing and then go to the next room and then you control it from there.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant.
I don't want to get sucked out in this space.
Dan will seal the other direction and then follow everybody out. Okay. So that just to isolate that area.
So are we going to room 5 or back to like area 2? Are we going to the right or the left? I don't know.
If I may, just to help you guys understand some options. Area 5 is where all your cryopods are. So if shit went sideways and you guys needed to like be somewhere stable, that'd be area 5. Area 4 those are also cargo modules, but they are one of them has been retrofitted to be like a makeshift hangar for the pod. So that's where the pod is. And that stack to the right is where all the like livable space of the Marlow is. Galleys, med bays, science labs, command, like that's where you steer the Marlow from, is room number 3. So I'll let you guys just trying to help you guys make an educated decision on which side of the Marlow you take cover on. Out of scope of the game, I am realizing that this airlock is showing up like smack in the middle of the Marlow. Yeah. So if this thing like split the Marlow in half, that would be pretty terrible.
Ooh, that's good to note, everybody. What if this just splits the ship in half?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure this is something that your characters are considering.
No, I would never think that.
Just by virtue of being veteran space explorers, you know, you guys are aware that this is a critical, like, middle of your ship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which way are we
Company
going,
man
Captain?
company man wants to open the door. Say we go back to the command section and depressurize the
First
thing.
of all, Bolden, I have a name, and I would appreciate if you use it. My name is Rick, as you know. But this isn't company man doing. This is opportunity that's in front of us. Do you not want to partake in the discovery of something? I mean, there's probably a bonus in it. I could.
Something about partake in my ass as he slowly shuts the door.
So what do you say, Sylvie? Where are we? Which way are we going?
I'm going to the captain's quarters.
Okay.
Or not the captain's quarters, but
Or to the living
whatever it's
quarter.
called. Number
Okay, so
3.
this- okay.
The brains of
And
the ship.
I'll follow that direction and leave the drone there to pilot the drone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
but Dan will make sure the whatever opposite end is sealed up, and then follow everybody back.
Ooh, very smart.
So,
I'm gonna stick with Dan.
Buddy
I
system.
think I patch into into the systems when we get back over there, so everybody can kind of see what's going on into the vid screen, and I'll when appropriate, I'll pilot the drone through the opening, assuming it has maybe some little kind of actuator
Oh yeah.
finger.
Does the
thing
ship's
to-
computer have cameras into that room too?
I don't know if the Marlow would have cameras.
Okay, I was just
I don't know
wondering.
if it's, you know, and I also in my head I'm picturing that the drone that Rick just produced is probably like the singular, like, most sleek and like high tech thing that has ever been on the Marlow. You know.
Right, as he sets it up with his smart. See, like, it's fun to have friends, you know.
Yeah, he uses like an actual touch screen instead of just like
Right.
chunky, like,
I
clicky
don't know if
buttons.
robots are friends, but okay.
Well, it's not robots. This is equipment. I mean, the corporation can be your friend.
Oh,
At any rate, when Rick commands the drone to cycle the airlock, there is a moment on, like, I'm assuming every door has like a status terminal next to it of like, is there air in here?
yeah.
You guys are acutely aware that the Marlow sort of struggles as this, what is read to be like ancient air, just like dumps from wherever into the Marlow, and it takes a long time to sort of stabilize and equal out. But that's the first thing that the drone feeds back, is that there is breathable air on the other side of this
Oh.
doorway.
Oh.
So,
And then
I'm sorry, go ahead.
the drone floats forward to this computer terminal, which looks almost like from another age of corporate cost cutting. You know, like the Marlow runs on like shitty old like Linux. This is like a shitty old Windows terminal. It's the same cost cutting attitude, just a different language. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then beyond this terminal is a doorway, another doorway that is at like the extent of the drone's range. I'm actually going to switch our map because I have a map set up for tracking all of this. So
Spooky door.
Ooh.
Yeah, spooky door map. But just to help us keep track of where everyone is. So I believe everyone is effectively on the Marlow somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. Rick, I'm going to move your drone to the docking port. I'm moving you, but it's really your drone.
Yep.
Okay. And so I think I've captured everything I need to share with this room.
And so I just Rick, after kind of getting the drone over there, just kind of looks at Sylvie, and it's just like, Captain, I'm about at the range that I can send the drone. I mean, nothing's knocked it down.
I'm looking the drone too.
Well, it's mostly for sampling. It's got a bioscanner. I mean,
Do that.
I'll do a quick bioscan around the room using the drone.
No,
And
no return.
okay, I mean, there's nothing over there in the room, so I mean, we'd be fine. I mean, we did pick up ships. Ship sensors have indicated that there was breathable air over there. What do you say? I mean, exploration, right? I mean, this is what
I
we
mean,
get
looking
paid.
through the screen now of the drone, does it look familiar?
You
Or is it
see,
completely different from what we saw on the other ship?
yeah. What you see is the ship seems to be made out of pitted and scored metal, so neglect and age is pretty obvious. Although it is in stable condition. The drone is giving back readouts that hint that the ship is in sort of like a standby, like hibernation mode. It's only emergency lights. It'll be like borderline freezing in there. But also there is gravity. There's air and there is gravity.
Huh.
And it does seem to be a ship of some kind. Your drone is able to like parse that.
Well, that
It's a
makes
vessel of
no
some kind.
sense.
Yeah.
So it's not the other thing? Oh.
Out of character, you're asking it's not the ship we were just selling.
Yeah, it's not the other ship.
No.
Yeah, the other ship, no life support, no atmosphere.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
I mean, Rick kind of like leans back and like in the chair and kind of looks at it. He's like, I've never heard of anything like this. I don't know. Tucker, where's Tucker? Who's our other scientist?
Tucker.
Just Tucker.
It's Tucker, like the go-to guy, like everything. Just like I handle everything that's technical.
Hey, Tucker. I mean, I'm also a scientist, but
Okay. I mean,
I rolled up mostly command stuff and military background.
We also have Dr. Smiley, that's Ian's character, and he's not.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about Ian.
What's going on? Like, what we need? What do you want me to check on, Captain?
I think Rick asked you a question.
Well, I know there's no records at corporate about any kind of finding like this. I mean, do we have any kind of suspicions about what's going on here? Any reason why we can't go over and check it out? I mean, this is a pretty amazing discovery. Anything you've come across in your studies?
Have I seen anything? DM.
That's not for me to answer.
Oh, okay, sure. No, I don't think I have, except for whatever that warp thingy. But this is the first time I've seen something like this.
In the warp thingy?
Yeah. Oh, you never looked at
technical? Is that a technical term there?
Yeah, that warp drive. Just where I came from, we call it the warp thingy.
Just Rick looks at Captain is just like, okay.
Works for
That'd
me.
be the blood loss in Staples.
You okay there?
Okay, well, I think Captain, I think we got an obligation to the company to like go over there and check things out. I mean, that's potentially a much richer source of salvage than what we've got over here. And I mean, just the intellectual property alone. I mean, nobody else has like come across anything like this. I think,
I guess where's our sense of adventure?
Sometimes adventure ain't worth it. I'm just letting you know.
Huh. I mean, the drone's okay. I mean, it might be a good experience. And she's like very apprehensive talking, like she's like, oh.
Like there's a very lack of confidence.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she wants to do it, but she doesn't because it's kind of like it's not natural, but
It ain't natural.
it's unknown, so she wants to see it. Like, you know what I mean?
Cam, I've already explained this before.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of that black magic I told you about. The stuff that I know this stuff. Bessie was into that stuff, okay? So I know. So this is a black magic.
Damn it, Tucker, put the tarot cards away.
I don't have any. My wife was into that stuff, but God bless you. You gotta love everything your wife be into.
Cap.
I love the idea that Tucker has tarot cards like floating around him.
Yeah, I think that
The death card pops by.
Can we make that canon, please?
Can we make a what?
To have tarot cards with Tucker just floating around him.
No, he said he didn't have any. Okay.
What's it gonna take, Dan, Tucker, what's it gonna take to get you guys to go over there and check this out? I mean, I can offer you something, I'm sure, on behalf of the company.
There's only one thing that I care about. Something very important to me.
Well, what is it?
You need to admit to me that you are the one that ratted me out to HR about that Christmas party last year.
Okay, so first of all, I don't rat anybody out. Whatever went down in HR, you had it coming. I've read your file. Now, whether I contributed to that file or not, Travis, is really, I mean, that's protected way above my pay level. But you shouldn't have had that extra drink. And we've talked to you before about how you interact with some of the other, employees at parties.
Whoa, just because I brought moonshine to a Christmas party.
Just floating
around. But here's an opportunity, right? Whether I am the cause of your pit or not, I can certainly make it go away.
I'm okay doing this. I just need you to admit to me
I'm not
that
well,
you were
I can't admit something I didn't do.
All right. Well, all right then.
I'll tell you what. If I admit that I was the one, and I kind of turn and I'm looking at Sylvie and I'm shaking my head like, if I admit that I was the one, we're good then?
Yeah, I just need to know. You're the one. Wait.
It was me. It was me. I saw you making the advances on the intern, and what goes on. That's your business. But,
wait, hold on. Tucker Finley be doing plenty of things, but he never cheated on Bessie. I don't know who you're talking about now.
Oh well, then it couldn't have been me. That's the only contribution I've made recently. And I was doing what I could to protect our employees. I tell you what, when we get back within communications range, I will do what I can to get you some answers.
Anyone else want this popcorn?
Meanwhile, there's an opportunity over there, and you, Tucker, Bolden, Dan, you guys have the skills. I mean, this is why you're here. It's your technical skills. Now is the time to put those things to use. I mean, what do you want? I can get you bonuses. I can get you. I can put in a requisition for some new equipment. I mean, you want a new assignment? We can work that. We can work those deals.
Wait, hold on. You can get us. You can get us promotions.
I didn't say promotions. I said bonuses.
Oh, bonuses? Wait, what bonus?
One-time bonus, not a raise, a one-time bonus.
Wait, is it just like one of those pizza party things?
No. This is
That's good.
Because you got me last time.
As this is going on,
yeah,
I'm pulling Sylvie back. Listen,
this is
Cap.
okay.
Listen,
I was having fun watching. Okay.
I'm all for playing
Mhm.
Corpo Crash Dummy,
Mhm.
but there's no way in the universe
Mhm.
I'm stepping through that airlock without as much information as I could possibly get. We need that box. What if this door showed up on this thing and that's why it ended up disappearing and showing up as a wreck?
Oh.
You guys can go through if you want to. I say give me permission at the very least. We go over there in the pod, we get the block box, we find out what we're dealing with here, man.
Yeah,
Woman.
I'm just holding on this, and we need to get that black box to figure out what's going on.
So you want to ignore this first and get the black box on the other ship?
That's got my vote. You're the captain, though, so follow your lead.
Hmm. I mean,
Backs off a little bit, listens to the rest of Rick and Tucker's arguing
Okay.
back and forth
All
on
right,
who
fine.
ratted who out to HR.
Fine, I will accept the pizza party, but but you ain't gonna say shit anymore about the moonshine, right?
Deal done.
All
Suit
right.
up.
well, it seems
I'm
like
good.
those two are going, so
Oh no.
No.
Wait a second. I'm not going anywhere. This
What?
is like requires a skilled individual.
oh.
Travis, Dan, and Bolton. This is what they were hired onto this.
Oh, and
Tucker-
the truth shall set you free.
Tucker finally already agreed. He already gave a spit. He already spit in his hand and shaked his hand and everything like that. We made it official.
Oh man, one more chance for the company to piss on my forehead.
It's not that kind of
And
company.
tell you it's rain.
Don't piss on my. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Dan. It beat me to it.
I mean, honestly, guys, it's not that. If you gave it a chance, you'd see it's a good company, but it's got its priorities, and we're here to. I mean, this is what we're all here for, right?
It's way better than Company B, that's for sure.
Yeah, third time's a
Oh.
charm. That's their slogan.
Yeah.
Third time's the charm.
Company B.
It's all about
terrible.
building culture.
Yeah.
This
C
is
is for
very
culture.
good culture environment right now.
I do want to say we've hit maybe I'm jinxing it, but we've hit the moment where the GM doesn't have to like say anything. I haven't had to do anything for like 20 minutes now. This has been great.
All right,
the
fine.
call,
Well
Cap?
done, everybody. Well done.
Captain, I'll leave it up to you. You make the decisions. I'm just here to work, okay?
Right. See, Bolton, Dan, you like Tucker.
Hey. No. They got their demands too, okay? I already got my demands settled, and I still wait on that.
Well, I mean, I don't like to make a decision without everybody's
Consent.
And from what I see, two of us are willing to go onto the spooky door ship, and the rest of us want to. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Rick. And the rest of us want to maybe finish our job on the other ship. So we're like split.
Yeah, Captain. Let's get that payday, and then maybe we can get some extra.
I say we should seal this door, come back later, and then after we finish the first job.
Captain's orders.
I'll fire up the pod.
Yeah,
Rick,
because clearly that doesn't lead to that.
I'll go suit up now.
Rick doesn't argue or anything. He just kind of shakes his head and looks at you like, okay.
We'll come back to it though, Rick.
Now I heard seal the door. Is that just like
Just to like close it and make sure like nothing can get in.
okay?
All
Or
right,
not, like,
just give me long
logging it.
enough to pull back my drone.
Oh yeah,
So,
take your
you know.
take whatever his name is.
It's just a drone. I think
Oh.
I'm
Drone.
going to name it Bolton.
I could not imagine.
You didn't name your drone?
I thought you.
Well, it didn't
was
have
your,
a name before, but now it's Bolton.
I
So
thought it was your friend.
Bolton 2.
Bolden too.
Ooh.
Bolden Plus. This one actually
There you go.
does what he's
Bolton
told.
Plus.
Just
All
what
right.
he's told.
So the airlock is closed up, and the crew floats all their way.
I think it's got to be that situation of like as the drone kind of pulls up back, there's that ominous music, like what are we leaving behind? And like Rick looking all disappointed, like man, there was probably some really cool stuff over there as it kind of pulls back, withdraws.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. Okay, but from here, everyone moves their way to Area 4, where the pod is stationed. Is anyone bringing anything noteworthy to share? Like maybe like off, so I'm not like surprised later. Weapons and such, because I know Bolden found a small arsenal.
I have a nail gun.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If we're doing salvage work, I'm going to bring salvage drone.
Okay, you got a salvage drone, Dan?
Yes, sir.
Oh wow! Cool. Look at you being prepared.
Yeah, that would make sense for a salvage team to have.
Yeah, we didn't have that last time. That would have been really helpful.
Dan,
it was
Dan
sleeping
said we can't use it while he's sleeping. Yeah, we're not allowed to touch his drone while we're. What's the salvage?
Nah, nobody touches my mule.
Yeah. What's the salvage drone?
We would never dare.
It's not a pet. Where do they talk about drones in this? Salvage drone. Requires 2 hands, so operates, can fly up to 450 meters, 3 kilometers from the operator. Wow.
Nice range.
So,
yeah.
So are you talking about my drone, Matt?
No, I was the salvage drone.
Yeah, because I was going to say this is not a salvage drone. This is just a small little recon drone. It's not very well specified in the playbook, so I assumed it was just kind of small scale.
I think you hit the nail on the head. It looks like the salvage drone is sort of a blank slate that you guys can put stuff onto, but it's starting off kind of empty.
A little bit.
Yeah,
but it does have a camera.
It's got a camera and it's a mule. It can carry like 30 kilograms of weight right now.
Okay, it's Tensor's floating disc in sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys get in the pod. I'm kind of hesitant to ask who has to hold on to the handles on the exterior of the pod. Who gets the 2 seats?
Bolden's driving.
Who calls shotgun?
Docker.
All right.
So Dan will have the drone outside with him on the outside of the pod. It's probably fairly sizable.
Okay, and where are we flying the pod to? We are looking back at the map with the FLD, right?
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I'm bringing you guys.
Where you want me to bring it in at, Cap?
Do we want to go up an area so it's easier to transfer the materials if it's large?
Try to attach to the center airlock?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or the command module airlock.
Well, that might be the more logical place where the black box would be that we may be looking for.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'll start flying the pod up towards the command module airlock to try and get a good seal.
Sure. Yeah. No problems there. You are quite able to adhere the pod to the airlock once again. Although once the pod sort of adheres to the airlock, you get all sorts of like alarm readouts saying like, "Hey, there's no oxygen on the other side.
Yeah. No air.
No air." But yours, what are they called? Vac suits?
Yeah.
Have air for quite a while, right? Does anyone remember off?
Vac suits have 12 hours of air.
Oh yeah. Okay. So air is probably not something we need to worry about in the scope of this.
Until we're attacked by an alien.
And then we need to have a discussion, yeah. On the other side of the airlock is a cargo hold.
Is this it?
Fantastic.
And I would describe this as Area 3.
Oh, Area 3.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like area money to me.
Hey, is there anything to do before? I'm gonna just assume you guys move into the cargo hold.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
This small cargo hold is holding it's actually sort of covered with frost. And the first thing you realize is that, like, man, this room must have been really wet or humid. And as you guys sort of shine your vac suit lights around, you see that the frost is actually covering a bunch of like a myriad of different plants, actually all arranged in like neat cultivated rows.
Oh, this is nice.
And the cargo module that you're in was intended to be sort of like a drop off garden sort of thing, like the start of a farming operation, maybe on like a terraform planet.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? So you're standing in and because of like the busted atmosphere situation, the ground is sort of caked over and like frosted like grit and dirt um, under over the usual like bulkhead that you're used to, and it sort of like it makes the ground kind of slippery for your magnetic boots, right? Um,
We're in a
so
Scooby-Doo.
yeah, it's a little awkward in this cargo hold.
Except we're floating though, right?
No, you guys. I'm assuming you guys are
I'm
using like
sorry.
the magnet boots of your.
I heard that and didn't register it. I
That's okay.
apologize.
Yeah. Doors to the north and south.
Any of them labeled?
To the north, it says Science and Command. South says Galley and Cryo.
Let's go north.
Sorry, it says Galley, Cryo, and ship defenses.
Ooh.
Command it is.
Let's go north.
But north opens up into a command station. It's a typical bridge. It's sort of like the bridge on the Marlow, only much bigger. Where the Marlow, I figure you guys sort of like squeeze into like consoles and sort of like strap in. These are more like working computer terminals and stuff like that. The bridge, the captain would actually get to like stand at like a rail and like look out over like a glass canopy sort of thing.
Are they actually working?
As you look around, you are seeing latent like standby lights on the terminals. Yeah, with some work, you could put some life into the FLD.
We've got some semblance of power.
Exactly.
Look at that. Wait a minute. One more thing that doesn't make any sense, as if we didn't have enough of that already.
A lot of spookiness.
As we come onto the ship, Dan is prepping the drone, just getting it ready to be in use, and so we can load it with whatever we may find.
Okay.
Cat, want me to spend some time trying to get this going?
Sure. If you
Yeah, I'll see if I can do some repairs, restore power.
Sorry,
You sure
I
you got it?
my mixed up.
What am I
All right.
rolling for?
It'll be an intellect roll of some kind. Do you have a skill that you
repair and computers?
computers will apply? Yeah, intellect with computers.
I am going to roll. Stat. Int. Computers. Failure.
There's not quite enough juice sort of like floating around this end of the ship to just bring it back to life. You'd have
Can't get
to
it
do some-
working, Cap.
That's all right. We're not really looking for the ship to work. Do we notice any, I mean, near the captain's area, do we notice the black box, or do we notice anything Significant.
Access logs.
Yeah, that's
Yes, you do. And they the black box is the brand or the type that is like a handheld cylinder sort of like thing that is made to like you
the
do
big
like a
black
couple button
box.
yeah, and you pull it out and you can it's almost as if they had like zero faith in the crew of the ship and they're like someone's going to need to recover this black box. Let's not make it awkward. You just sort of unscrew it and like take it out and
Oh, look at
you'll
that.
probably like plug it into the Marlow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll stick that in a something.
Well, maybe put it on Dan's drone there.
There you go, Dan. You get this tiny little thing.
It's heavy.
You get this heavy little thing.
But you are in zero gravity. But you do know, you can tell that
So it's hefty.
it would be hefty, awkward to carry if gravity was a thing.
Okay.
Jeez, Captain, I was really expecting this to be a lot harder. Do you want to at least clear the rest of the ship of anything valuable, or you want to head back to the Marlow?
No, that's okay. I mean, we still haven't found the thing we're looking for, right, Matt?
Black box?
Well,
No, we
have
were
the
looking
black-
for like a cargo thing.
Oh, the important cargo.
Yeah. We haven't found that.
have
Well,
the-
if I understand correctly, we we don't actually know. Well, the four of us, Rick might know, but the rest of us, we don't know what the important cargo even is yet. Still, so we're just.
If I remember correctly, based off the documents we received, it was in a specific box we're looking for, and we didn't find that specific box.
The container was empty. All the containers in the storage area were empty, and the only thing that was like any type of tangible, worthwhile salvageable item was the computers.
Okay.
So that's why we took the computers.
All right,
But
sidebar.
we don't know if the computers are actually what we needed to find.
Yeah.
Allow me to sidebar then, with knowledge that only Rick would have. The FLD was carrying equipment that this goes back to Company B times, and they were mired in like this long spinning lawsuit about some sort of weird warp drive technology. Rick, they've I mean, the document that they gave you had a bunch of like that blackout redacted classified stuff, but between the lines, the alien jump drive technology is 100%.
What we were looking for?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were still looking for something specific.
No, you got it.
Well, I mean, I guess we could just figure out what was wrong with the ship and
Well,
we're
well
good.
wait a second.
look for other.
We said we were coming over here to get the black box. We've
Yep.
got the warp core. There is now, spooky, mysterious room that shouldn't be there that we're supposed to be exploring. There's opportunity there,
should be
gentlemen.
exploring.
For once, I agree with the corpo. We need to figure out
Yeah.
My
exactly
name
what's
is
going on
Rick.
with the Marlow. Yeah.
I'm only gonna tell you one more time. My name is Rick. I'm not the corpo. I don't call you the help.
Oh, what? Oh,
But you can't admit that he's wrong,
All I hear
though. Like, he's not wrong.
Rick, we don't. That's not.
Just
That's-
grumbles
oh.
about it under his breath and duct tapes a cigarette to the side of his helmet.
Somehow lights. Okay. I
Captain,
guess
if
we're
you, if
good.
horrible.
you got a problem, like I said, I am here primarily as an observer and to make sure that we're getting.
Observing.
Did you go into the hole, Tucker?
That's all I did. I'll follow the lead.
You didn't go anywhere. I sent my drone in there
Oh.
because that's what we do to try to protect you. Is I risked valuable equipment so that you would not have to risk your life.
What's
You're
the
welcome.
room? What's the room to the right?
It's labeled Science Lab.
Let's go in there.
Oh, well, that's definitely up Sylvie's alley.
Feel free to move your tokens to the room to the right. It opens up into Sylvie, the kind of science lab that maybe you've at least heard of this type of science lab, because it is seems to be more of a containment space than like one part like prison sort of thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got a bunch of brig-like rooms flanking the perimeter of the lab. But in the center of the room is a large glass chamber, which company is like standard protocol for company B, now company C, to put specimens in there, and they can like do all sorts of like scans and manipulations and stuff like that. There's like articulating arms from the ceiling. There's panels in the glass to like reach into with like those rubber gloves, right? This you're like manipulating it but not touching it. And then the floor is covered with a myriad of data cables, power cables, all sorts of stuff. It's absolutely like tripping hazards galore, right? And in zero gravity, some of the cables are all just sort of like floating, right? But there is just like rings of terminals sort of all built around this large glass chamber in the center of the room. When you guys come in, the standby lights flicker to life. And the spotlights slowly, even in this low to no atmosphere setting, and you guys are insulated behind your vac suits, you can hear like the mechanics of it grinding as the automated spotlights sort of like crank down and cast flickering lights, strobe lights into the glass chamber. And Sylvie, you're aware of some, if you weren't, your first impression is probably it's like a fist-sized globule of oil, like black oil, just sort of like sitting in the middle of the chamber. But you realize that it actually sort of like keeps dancing inside the glass chamber to avoid the beams of spotlight coming on it.
oh, what's that? As a scientist would say. I want to get
very
closer
scientific.
to it and
Okay.
observe it. Because that's
Oh.
new.
Captain, is that a good idea?
Why not? It's contained.
Tell it's not.
I'm just saying, I don't know if that's a good idea, Captain.
I get closer.
Sylvie, these voices in your comms sort of fade to the background as you approach the glass
I definitely
cylinder.
go closer then.
Yeah. Almost as if your consciousness is being like pulled across a much greater space than you're physically walking.
Yeah.
Your tunnel vision on this thing. And everyone else
It calls to me.
can start to understand that not only is the glass cylinder cracked in a bunch of places, it's revealed,
fun.
like as the lights are dancing, but like Dan, maybe like you're looking around the room and then you see like off to the side is like one of those like floating rubber gloves that is because it's been torn off the port in the glass chamber, so this thing is not sealed.
This is gonna end up inside Sylvie.
Metal.
Sylvie, as you get within arm's reach of the glass chamber, the globule of oil like splats against the glass and then like runs down the side. Make a fear save, I think.
Okay. My fear is no. I'm gonna fail
Quite
probably.
fearful?
Oh, I'm very fearful.
Okay.
Got a 9. No, that's a 6. I fail. Doesn't matter. Wouldn't have mattered.
All right, you're rooted to the spot as this oil is running down. Again, there's no gravity here, so why is it running down? And it is sort of like seeping into the port where again those like gloves should be. And
I gain a
Could
point
be
of
or
stress.
are.
should be.
What?
They're not there. One of them is floating right next to Dan's head.
Oh man.
So is that open? Is the
It's an open port. Yeah.
Cap.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
important information that I missed.
Do I hear my crew members?
No, you failed your fear save, so you are transfixed to the spot.
Oh, I'm
Are
not
the rest
stressed.
of us seeing
I'm
this?
just transfixed.
For the moment, yeah. You do
Okay.
not react to this thing sort of running towards
I
the,
literally don't react. I'm just like,
yeah. Stupefied. Anybody else though?
it's so cool.
Is,
Do we all need to roll?
No one else needs to make because no one else
Okay.
approached. And I think everyone else would be of their faculties because they're standing back and watching this unfold in front of them.
So we have not, is it fair to say then, Matt, we have not noticed that the port is open?
Maybe Dan would know because again, he's got the context right next to him.
Right.
Yeah. And do you guys
Then-
understand
then
what
I-
I'm saying? When it's
Dan
an
would
open
react.
port with
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like has like gloves hanging through it, and you would like reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the gloves is open or missing, so there's a big hole.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
There's a big
definitely
exit, you know,
If that
space
glob
through which.
looks like it's coming out, and I'm gonna rush to like push or try to float my way over to Sylvie and just kind of get her out of the way.
Superman float.
Yeah. No, that's very evocative. I like the idea of like Dan like grabs on like terminals and like launches himself to like, I'm coming for you, Captain.
And I'm about to touch it.
Yeah. Dan,
I'm-
make a speed check to get there in time to stop this thing from touching Sylvie.
Speed check. I don't know if this is gonna be any good.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's
touch
got-
it.
he's got that
It makes
Teamster
it sound-
speed. Come on.
How'd you do, Dan?
You got it. You got it,
I was
Dan.
not fast enough. 48 was a failure.
Okay, now if you
Ooh.
rolled with the app, it'll add stress for you. But if you're keeping track at
Yes,
home,
I did.
if
I'm
you
rolling with you.
okay, then it should have. Every time you fail, you gain a point of stress.
Yeah.
Sylvie.
I'm gonna touch it.
Sylvie, you bit.
I got bit.
Yeah. So, like rundown oil sort of like hits that port and then takes a 90-degree turn to sort of like run down horizontally at Sylvie, and everyone can see these drips of oil sort of take very icicle, pointy-like tips, and they jab against Sylvie's back suit.
Now, do I make any reaction to that, or am I still transfixed?
You're no longer transfixed once you realize the thing is like puncturing against your suit. It's searching
Ow,
for
ow,
an opening.
ow, ah!
Mm.
Ah! And
Got
do
my
I
attention.
Die.
Now, I think we should. Everyone makes. We're gonna do the speed initiative house rule for Mothership, so everyone makes a
Okay.
speed check.
Okay.
If you fail, do not gain stress for failing. This is just to see if you can react before the bad thing.
Do I?
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
I've already done that. I'm
Success.
making another.
Say again, Dan.
Am I making another roll? Is that what you're
Yeah,
asking?
the speed check was just to get there to knock Sylvie out in time, knock her out of the way in time. But now you're
I
rolling
was-
initiative with the
Yes.
speed check. You fail.
I was successful.
Okay, so you
I
can
rolled
go before the
roll one.
monster. Good. Very good. Anybody else pass?
I got a success. I did. I got
Okay.
a 5.
Okay, so Dan and Tucker, you guys are ready to react to this. The oil is sort of gooping across Sylvie's like abdomen.
How much damage did I take?
None. No,
Oh.
it's probing.
Oh.
You said we're supposed to take stress or not?
Do not take stress if you failed this initiative roll.
I think Dan should go first, considering that I'm like a pretty bit away, right?
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I don't have a problem with that. Go ahead. I will, since I was moving that way, and I wasn't in time, so I figure when Dan gets there, he's going to make some attempt to pull the oil away or separate Sylvie from the goop.
Okay. Which do you want to do? Do you want to pull Sylvie or like tackle the oil?
Pull
difference?
Sylvie is probably my first reaction. Just
Okay.
pull her. That was my initial intention anyway.
Okay. Make a I don't want to say it. Maybe it would be another speed check to sort of like turn about in zero gravity and like kick off of something, towing Sylvia with you.
Okay. Oh, I got zero grav stuff too. I should have rolled that.
Oh yeah, that would apply here for sure.
Another speed check.
Yeah, with your zero grav skill.
No failure 95.
Ooh,
Oof.
that's really bad. That's a point of stress. And you and Sylvia are now just sort of tangled up. Like you knock her off her boot, like her leverage spot, and now the two of you are sort of like free floating in the middle of the room.
Oh, Dan, you tried to help, but it made it worse.
Tucker,
Isn't that the way of things?
it is the way. It is the way of things.
Tucker Finley's gonna kind of rush up if he can, and he just sees goop, right? Just floating around goop.
Mm-hmm.
On
Yeah.
me.
I'm gonna take out that whip that we
Oh, I forgot about
found,
that whip.
and I'm gonna try and whip the goop.
Oh,
Whip it good.
I just watch you do it, and I'm just like, no.
Yeah, the one that's like attacking at the cat. I want to like whip it to back it away, something like
man.
that.
It's on me.
All right, so what do I roll for this? This is my first time rolling.
This would be normally you would roll combat, but now you're rolling intellect with those whips instead of combat. That's
Okay,
their
so just
special rule.
So just intellect, right?
Yes, unless you have a
Okay.
skill that might apply.
I don't think I do, and I got a 64, so that's a fail.
So it's a
Ugh.
point of stress. The app already
Yep.
adds it if that's how you rolled. Okay. The whip. It just goes long. It's like whipping a puddle of water, right? Like so, it doesn't really.
God-
make
God dang it,
sense.
Betsy was better with the whip than I was.
She was good at it.
Sylvie, the goop
Uh-oh.
Attaches to your back suit,
Okay.
and you can feel it sort of like swimming around your body. And if you're looking down, you're watching the goop sort of like tuck in and like fold into like all the crevices of the vac suit. Like
Oh, God.
like if there's like a seam, like it's just like saddling up like against it.
Uh-huh.
Does this make sense? Or
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's like in the alien vac suits, they have like rib sleeves, like so it's like tucking into like all the ribbing. And it's starting to get kind of hard to tell where it is on Sylvie's body. It's just sort of like
It's hiding.
disappearing into her suit. Yeah. It sounds like that's a I almost said stress check. Panic check?
Okay.
Do you think or no?
Yeah.
Maybe like a fear save. A fear save.
Dan,
I'll do a fear
Dan's
save.
seeing this. Dan's actually like manic right now. He's making all these efforts, and then it's just going real bad.
Yeah. And you're awfully close to watching this stuff just sort of like seep into against Sylvie's suit.
So panicked or fear check.
Fear check, yeah.
If you roll a 66 and it fails, that's a critical failure.
Critical failure, and now you make a panic check because you critically failed.
Oh.
Because
This is
I'm
the D20
panicking,
and you
doesn't
want to
something
roll
else happen to everybody?
That depends on what you roll for panic. This is the
Okay.
one D20 roll high.
Well, I thought because I'm a scientist, something happens.
Your
Trauma
trauma
response.
response.
Yeah, where's that? I can't
Whenever you
find it.
fail a sanity save. No, you're good.
Okay, sanity save, excuse me.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm sorry, roll a d20.
D20, you want to roll high this one.
Okay,
Right,
you know it will.
Big number, good.
I rolled a 9.
You're deflated. Gain a new condition.
No.
Whenever a close crew member fails a save, gain a point of stress. I'm going to put that in the Discord chat for you.
Oh man.
Okay.
Well, that's going to be a lot of stress. The way we're rolling.
Hey guys.
Nobody do anything.
Where should I add that? I guess I'm.
All right, now it's the thumbs downs for speed. So it's Sylvie and Rick and
I don't know what to do. I'm like,
Bolden
it's gone.
whatever
I
you guys
don't
want.
see it anymore.
So, where are Bolden and Dan again? Because did you guys move forward?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the map. Like, basically, what I want to know is like who's between me and the door.
Nobody. We could
Nobody.
say, yeah, you can say you stopped at the doorway.
Is there any allies nearby me that I could grab? I'm
I'm gonna
just
move-
I'm
yeah.
kind of looking at the map and trying to understand where everybody's.
Here, let me. I think the relation is sort of like this. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that I expect they'll probably resist me, but I will attempt to grab Bolden and Tucker and pull them out through the door behind me. After seeing this black slimy thing attacking the captain.
No, the captain, no.
Everyone cool with that? To the doorway?
Except me. I'm
You're on the other
dying.
side of the room, Captain. Sorry.
It's okay.
So I guess that's the question then: is Tucker and Bolden? Do you resist me?
Can I ask to paint the picture a little bit? How bad does this look for the captain right now?
I can't answer that question specifically. I will say that the oily goop has like completely disappeared into Sylvie's suit.
I think I'm fine, guys. It's gone.
It's almost like the suit, almost like the suit was like a sponge, and it just like sucked up all the goop, and it's like the goop is not in the room anymore.
The goop is definitely in the room.
Hold on. I'm gonna just roll for this. I just want to.
Do like a roll.
How about let me try this. How about Bolden and Tucker with a successful fear save? You guys could act a little what I would assume is a little reckless and go towards the problem.
Okay.
Otherwise, Rick is speaking good truth, and you guys need to backpedal out.
Okay. So just roll fear.
Everyone cool with that? Yeah, fear save.
Bolden got a 25 success.
Okay.
I got a 16 success.
So you guys are able to overcome your fear of what you just saw, and you could approach, or you could listen to Rick's sound logic that, like protocol says, cut losses.
Hey, I don't like the sound of that. Okay, we don't just abandon
wait.
crewmates.
I didn't abandon crewmates. I tried to save two of you.
Can I go? Before they
go? Yeah, because you guys are acting in whatever order.
I'm gonna push Dan off me
Okay.
towards the rest of the crew.
I almost want to say no roll required because you guys
Yeah.
are tangled up. You okay with that, Dan?
Yeah, that's fine. I can't react to that at this moment. So
Yeah.
Dan, I'm
Getting pushed
sorry.
back.
I think I might be going.
Captain,
yeah, no cap.
Well, Rick will move to the door, and I mean, I'm got computer skill. I'm a computer hacker type, so I will engage the door and attempt to lock it so other people can't open it.
Oh,
I'm okay with that.
I'm gonna get pushed back after I see Dan getting pushed away. It's like, all right, slide on back. I will honor the captain's noble sacrifice.
Okay.
I guess in comms I could still talk to you all.
Right.
That's right. Let's keep that in
Oh,
mind
yeah.
as on the next turn, quote unquote. Sylvie, you're aware of like some sort of wet, cold presence,
Ugh.
sort of like
Ugh.
yeah, like maybe like wearing a wetsuit and like water gets inside of it, kind of a
Yeah.
deal.
You're like, "Ugh, this feels funny."
That is what I would be thinking. Ew, this is funny.
So guys, not to let you all know, but I think this might be a problem.
Then there's a sharp pain in like your abdomen, Sylvie. And then you're slowly aware of feeling more and more bloated in the belly, like a really bad case of gas. Yeah. I make another fear or
Do I take
I
damage?
think we're just jumping to panic, Sylvie.
Oh, I'm panicking.
Yeah, let's just roll the
it's-
d20 and let her ride.
There's no way I can.
Got it.
I rolled a 2.
Oh man.
You are panicking.
Matt knows I roll really well with d20s.
You're nervous, Sylvie.
It's new dice
point of
time.
stress. You get a point of
A
stress.
little nervous here.
Just a little nervous.
And I have to believe that like Sylvia is like groaning on the comms, right? And everyone is aware that she's in terrible pain.
Oh.
Yep. Yep.
So sanity saves all around, except for you, Sylvie.
Yeah, that's a big failure.
Success.
Failure is a point of
Cold-
stress and then a
cold
panic.
corporate. Old corporate dude.
Oh, Dan critical failed.
Oh, okay. A critical
77.
failure will be D5 stress
Oof.
and then a panic check.
So, explain to me what I need to do here.
So you're gonna roll a D5. Roll. Then you hit like the dice thing in the middle, and then there's a
Yeah,
D5.
I got that,
Yep. And then you're gonna add that many stress to your character.
including the one that for the failure.
Yep. So
Okay.
D5 plus 1. And then go back to rolls and then click panic. Okay, so Rick passed. Bolden, you failed your sanity, so then you are also making a panic check. How'd you do?
I failed.
And then what'd you roll in the panic?
Failure.
Oh. Okay,
Oh,
so
you
are
mean
panicking.
yeah, absolutely.
What's the flavor of your panic, I guess is what I'm.
Got you. Deflated.
Okay. Very apt.
Whenever a close crew member fails a save, gain 1 stress.
Awesome. Okay, Tucker, how'd you do? Did you pass your sanity save?
I don't want to. No, I got an 84.
Okay, so you get a point of stress, and then you roll the d20 to panic, or the panic button.
Oh, shoot. Where's that?
So since he failed, I need to add stress, right?
Well, I
We
was
can
just
skip
going to
this one,
say,
please. We can skip this one because it's all happening at the same time, but going forward.
Okay.
So then you go back to roll, Tucker, and then the panic button in the bottom left corner.
Oh, I got 10. Success.
Okay, so you keep your stress, but you keep it together. And Dan, you gain D5 stress, and then you make a panic check.
Yes.
How did that play out?
Yeah. I gained 2 additional stress, and I saved or was successful on the panic roll.
Okay, cool.
So I'm holding my shit, but I'm freaking the fuck out.
All right, Sylvie, you feel like inflated and like gassy,
Yeah.
but then it just sort of like sinks in, and you start feeling normal.
Oh,
Little sharp pain in your side, but
I think I might be fine, guys. No. May I ask a question, DM? Because I was attracted to this, did I notice it was dancing around the light that it was being shined on?
Yes.
Okay. Is there you said that the lights came on in this room, but are they bright lights like in the middle of that tube?
Yeah, it was like spotlight shining through the tube.
But are the lights outside? Oh,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
shining.
Yes, they are. Yep.
I want to go towards the lights. I think I can maybe try and manage and see if that does anything.
Did we just say a Mothership character wants to head towards the light?
I'm heading towards the light.
Okay. You float up towards the spotlight.
Yeah, to
like
see
into the beam, right?
and like look at it.
And the beam in this proximity is strong enough, and you realize it's not exactly like just a regular like illumination light. It's also sort of like a weird like X-ray light.
Oh, cool.
Because when you look down at yourself, you can kind of see through your own vac suit.
Do I
And,
see it?
And a weird like transparency to like your skin, and just on your bones. And yes, there is this weird globule, it like bouncing around inside your body.
In my body?
Inside your body.
Oh,
and it like shirks away from, like, if you pass your arm through the light, all the stuff like vacates your arm up into your chest.
This has got to be excruciating.
Oh yeah, it's not excruciating. It feels very weird though. You're acutely aware of whenever this stuff is quickly moving inside you.
Update, guys. It's inside me.
It's not awfully calm to
When
say
Rick
that
hear-
casually.
I think I do not want you to come into this room. This might be my final moments.
No.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
you do me a favor though, Captain?
Rick, you are not in charge.
Thank you. Thanks.
Tucker, you are in charge.
Oh, hold on, Captain. That could be a little much.
Bleh, no. I don't want any fighting among you 4 or 5. Dr. Smiley's still there.
Wait a minute. What are we talking about here? Are we supposed to leave you in there or something?
Please don't come in. I don't think I'm going to make this. And if this is big as inside me, I don't want it to come out and affect you all.
Rick
Wait.
is standing at the door looking at the 3 of the rest of you, and I mean, he is stone cold, like this door is not opening. I mean, that's on his face.
What kind of room is this again? Is this like a lab?
Wow.
Was this
Science
like a
lab.
lab?
It's okay. Yeah.
I just look over to Rick and I just be like, hey, Rick. Now you better don't get this twisted. Don't get this mistaken. I make sure the comms off for this one. Is there a way that this is a lab? They usually have like a way to set fire or something inside the rooms. Is there a way to make it destruct so that way whatever happens?
You're the
that thing-
scientist. Like it'd be pretty standard to have some kind of decontamination protocol inside of a science lab, but Sylvia is very aware of that.
What? Okay, so did I happen to see that? Because there's a way to I want to see if we can activate it from the outside.
It can't be activated from the outside.
Okay.
But you do realize that as you're looking at it, this wall of the command is like a bulkhead, and the module is actually just sort of like an addition that's been like strapped onto the side of the FLDs.
Oh, so carefully placed. We could easily dislocate it from the ship.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Why are we dislocating anything?
One more thing. You guys are equipped with the Marlowe has industrial laser cutter on it, and so does the pod. The pod has a thing that you are well experienced in slicing and dicing up ships. So cutting off the lab module would be like trivial for you guys.
Captain. Well, Sylvie, because I guess I'm captain now.
Yes.
Sylvie, I just want you to know something. I'm gonna miss you so very much.
I'm gonna miss you too, Tucker.
But I am gonna miss.
And
I'm
gonna miss your outrageous stories.
But I'm not gonna miss the fact that you would leave your goddamn gum all over the place.
My what?
Your gum. You always speaking
of one, I'm totally chewing a bubble or blowing a bubble right now because I want to see if it's black.
Oh yeah,
Tucker.
is it black?
Yeah, yes, it is. It is. There is goop inside that.
I looked at Bulbin and I'm like, all right, we gotta figure out who's gonna operate the laser cutter to cut off.
Whoa! Nobody's operating any laser cutters. Like, hold on a second here.
Do I hear that?
Hey, I'm the captain now. You got.
Look at me! Look at me! I am the captain now.
Okay, Tucker, I know you're new to this and all, and I get it, you're the captain, but this is a corporate mission. Like you own the control of the ship, but as the representative of the corporation, I own the mission. And this is the mission now.
So
we're bringing the captain back.
So Tucker is trying to do the Superman pose of looking posing while his beer gut is still kind of semi sticking out of the suit. He's like, now you listen here now. This is a threat. What if that black ooze thing comes out, the captain, and then it tries to come for us? All right.
And I think you see Giovanni. He's not like looking you in the eye because you don't look a feral animal in the eye. Like it just attracts. So he's just kind of like doing a somewhat submissive pose.
Bolden is walking over to Tucker and is grabbing him by the shoulders and shaking him. And he's like, Cap put you in charge, and the first order you're going to give is to abandon her? Get your shit together. And I'm going to look back at Rick. Rick has a point.
What? Wait, you said we're Rick? I thought we were friends.
This
Okay,
is
hold on.
ridiculous. This has immediately changed from a salvage mission to a rescue mission. We're not going to leave the Cap here.
All right, hold on. How about this? Let's brainstorm here. Okay, we're all scientists. A lot of us are scientists. Maybe we could come up with a way to figure out.
Well,
I think you're
one
the
of you
only
is a
scientist
scientist.
now.
I'm sure there's a way we could be able to figure out what's happening to the captain to help her. And I turned on the call. Captain, can you hear me?
Play that, and I'll
Can I hear him?
as,
Am I
as
dead
the,
yet?
the guy in control of the computers, I will
Yep.
shut down the comms.
Well, I thought we all had like comms in our suits.
You do, but Rick has like corporate control over,
Oh.
God damn it,
it's
Rick!
I wasn't thinking that, but cool.
yeah.
Love it.
I think it would make sense for Rick to have that.
Right.
And anything you guys now say to each other, you're just saying into your own back suits. And then before I go back to taking a joyous backseat to this scene, thank you guys again. I do want to stress Sylvie, except for like a little like scratch kind of feeling on your belly, you're totally fine, with the exception of like the goop inside your bubble gum.
Yeah, that doesn't seem fine.
But you're not, even when you were shining your body through the X-ray light, you couldn't feel the goop moving inside you.
Oh, it doesn't hurt anymore?
No, you just have like a little, yeah.
I just have a goop.
I'm trying to gesture with my hands to
This is the
say
longest,
something.
I'm on comms.
No, you're
This is
not.
taking. I'm
Rick
not.
cut it.
Oh, well, I think I'm still on it.
Right.
This is the longest time that dying takes forever. That's what she says. This is taking a while. Huh.
I try to get Rick's attention by waving at him to like talk, make the little hand gesture to talk.
Sure. Yeah. So he lifts his head. You backed off. He's just all right. He's looking at you.
He sighs in the suit, and he's just, look, maybe there's a way we could be able to help out the captain. All right, maybe there's a way. Maybe he's not. Maybe she okay. Maybe we could be able to fix. Maybe we could fix what's happening if we figure out what's going on. Maybe there's something inside that room that could be able to help extract that black goop. We don't know what's happening yet. There's still our captain. All right, I got
That's right.
And I look over to Bolton. I was like, Bolton, thank you for setting me straight. I did lose it for a little bit there for a second. I'm not a good captain, okay? I don't like the power. Bessie always had the power, all right? I'm not used to it.
I say we all get in the pod. We go back to the ship. We
No,
use
not
the
all of us,
mule
right?
to fly over and unlock the door. Sylvie can grab hold of the mule, ship her back over to the Marlowe, get in the pod, and that's where she stays until we figure out what the hell's going on.
So then we're gonna lose the access to the pod, like right now. Is that a economically sound plan there, Bolton?
I mean, the only other place to put her would be in the room where the magic door.
Or we
Oh,
leave
my.
her here. I mean, it's not like the FLD is going anywhere. We can check out things in the other room, see what we can see. Maybe we can find a solution there and come back over this way. But once we give up that pod and she goes in the pod, I mean, gentlemen, we're missing out on all sorts of salvage opportunity here. Once we get done with the other things, now that the mission is somewhat changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about if we could get a hold of Captain, see if maybe she could find something in the room she's in to find some kind of clues or anything that could be able to figure out what's going on with her while we try to look elsewhere to see if we could be able to find more evidence or ideas of what's going on related to that black goop. How about that?
Absolutely. Sylvie's a smart woman. She's got a whole lab available to her. I think
All
we
right.
can just let her be.
Well, how about first thing first, we relay the information to the captain, so at least she understands what's happening to not think that it's over. For all we know, she's just quitting life. She's already seeing the light or something. We don't know.
99 bottles of beers on the wall.
Yeah. Store the comms.
Rig up the power from the mule
I
to
will
power the lab.
absolutely restore the comms when we restore the calm. Are we all calm?
Yeah, I think I'm calmed down now.
You think you can do that? You think you can jerry rig the power from the mule to the lab so she can work in there?
I think I could. Just need to figure out where I could be able to follow the line of the power source here over to her, so I could relay the power to her. Right? Could I be able to figure out like how long that would take me? Game master.
Yeah, with intellect roll, you have jury rigging or something.
Yes, I do.
No roll required. So
Okay,
so you
sure.
want to power the lab with the Marlow?
Is there no power at all on this ship? Like no residual power?
None.
Okay.
I mean, very. There's a trickle. Nothing that could power a
Okay.
lab. A lab is
X-ray
going to require.
spotlights.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, but the lab would require like serious power to function.
Do we not have like maybe backup like portable power batteries on the Marlow? Because I would imagine like maybe if we need to turn something on or get some power, like get data off of a wreckage ship, that we need to somehow rig it up with some power in order to access the computers if it was dead, right?
Yes, but you would be sort of inhibiting the Marlow, borrowing from
Okay.
Peter to pay Paul, sort of a situation.
Okay. I just kind of relay that. It's like I think we could be able to get some residual power or something going on from the ship. But like I know she made me captain, but this is a team effort. All right, look here. I'm all for it, but I want to know what everyone else thinks because that's taking away power from the Marlow.
So
So
I think this class of ship here, the FLD, I mean, it's got hibernation pods, right?
Oh yeah.
Cryo should have some kind of independent power supply. So for long-term, stays out in space, at least that would be standard corporate procedure,
So we could reroute the cryo power to the pod.
well, or at least like
check out the cryo room.
pull the power supplies from the cryo tanks and try to use that.
There's that. Where's God dang it, this sounds like a bad idea. Like this is a real bad idea. Okay, so y'all gonna have to keep me in. And I look over straight at Bolton and be like, hey, you gotta keep me in check. You are my keep me in check guy. Um, worst case, maybe if we can't find anything in the future, if like where there's no answers coming up for us, maybe we just get the captain in one of those cryo tubes and just preserve them a little bit until we come up with an answer.
That's also a great idea, though it would require us to open up the door.
I mean,
don't think right now that's what we want to do. Why don't we try option one first there, Tucker? I mean, between you and Dan and Bolton, certainly.
As they debate this,
you guys got the
Dan's gonna
skills.
start moving towards the cryo room.
Okay. So to be totally clear, cryo is that room that broke off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. If it broke off, maybe there's a way that we could. Would it still have power in there then?
Well, yeah. Rick is correctly surmising that the cryo probably has like its own little battery bank to
Then
power
how
all these.
about then how about we take the pod to like redirect the cryo room adjacent to the room she's in, and then I could be able to route the power from the outside going in to that room.
Little
Is
do
it
you all know
feasible that I
this.
could move that with the mule? That way we're not
Yeah,
risking the
yeah.
pod.
Yeah, that's a better idea. I like that.
Say that one more time, Dan.
Is it feasible that I could move that cryopod with the mule, the salvage drone, with that, so we won't risk the pod?
Yeah, you could try flying the mule over to the cryo module, which is again free floating in space in the FLD's orbit. Yeah, and try your luck grabbing some power that way. Yeah.
It's just funny you guys are talking about like Sylvie's a scientist. She can figure it out. The type of scientist Sylvie is a military scientist who has
Like ballistic
computers,
scientist.
firearms, and military training.
Yeah. Like a ballistic rocket scientist. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could blow this shit up very easily.
Okay. Okay, well, here's the thing. Okay, here's another thing. I am trained in chemistry as well.
Ooh.
All right. Would me understanding being in a cryostasis would delay some kind of invading substance in the body? Would that help?
For sure. One of like the emergency options when you're in this kind of crisis is to just freeze the patient and hope it delays the problem until better equipped help can come along. Yeah.
Okay. And then looking at the ship, yeah, it's not. How about okay. All right. Rick, I'm gonna need you to like hear me out on this one. All right. How about if we could be able to get the cryo redirected over to the hatch to the side over here next to 3? If we could be able to like hitch it up there, connect it, we could be able to unlock this door, and the captain, as long as the cryo tubes still work, the captain could go into one of the cryo tubes, and she could be able to at least be sustained of any delaying any progress of whatever's happening to her right now.
So you wanna let Sylvie out of the science room to go to a pod and put herself on ice. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I'm saying. We do it all the time to help delay like contaminations to a body until we get to a facility where they could be able to be treated properly.
And we just like what? Let Sylvie float in a cryopod out here?
Well, if we connect it, like if we're like connected and everything like that, this is part of the ship, and then we could be able to like move around to see if we could be able to find any clues or evidence to what that stuff was, and then we could probably come.
Tape it to the outside of the Marlow.
Look back at Rick with a please for the love of God help me look on my face.
Right. Oh, now we're buddies. I see.
Great captain.
Right. So Rick is like, oh no. We are that pod is not coming near the Marlow. I think I mean we do have the scavenger drone here. I mean, we can unlock. I can set the doors to unlock, and all of us can get off off the FLD and follow Tucker's plan and open up the portal. Maybe there's certainly, I think there's got to be maybe we can salvage an umbilical from somewhere else within the FLD and attach the cryo housing to the FLD, and Sylvie can get in a pod. I think that's a fantastic idea, but we're not putting that thing near the Marlow, not until we know what's going on. We can't risk a company asset like that.
All right. Oh, wow. Way to be so sincere and sympathetic.
I am honest about what is going on here, gentlemen. I have never lied to you, no matter what you think. I am for you, and I'm sure that if Sylvie could hear us, she would not want us risking this mission either. You bring that thing over to the Marlow, it's all of our lives.
Ripley was right in Alien 1 to not open one of them.
Well, I'm changing my name. It's Ripley Giovanni.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, maybe we could just re-hitch it back to this ship, not to the Marlow, right?
That's what I was saying, Travis.
Yeah. We could just do that. Yeah, like if need be, we could just do that. We could just hitch it up over to there and just tell her, hey, get into one of these cryo tubes, and then we could be able to see about trying to fix you up later as soon as we can find more evidence.
Say, Bolton or Dan, I mean, you guys can control this. If I unlock the door, so to make it so that we can operate the door again, you should be able to use the salvage or the salvage drone to actuate the pad, right? Just like I did with the mini drone over on the Marlow.
Yeah. It's got articulation.
All right. I mean, you guys this is your space. You guys seem to know what you're doing. I think it's a great plan, Tucker. I think you should do that. I'll just unlock the door. I mean, I'm just the key man. So
Key master.
I think that's the plan. Well, look, I'm not used to being a captain. Captain made a mistake.
You're doing a fine job, Tuck. Just stick with it.
In my mind's eye, Tucker's helmet is completely fogged over with sweat and You're doing great, Tucker.
He is not used to having power at all. This is so new to him, and he's just on his tippy toes. He's just He's bouncing a little bit, not anxious, but just terrified of what to do, having this responsibility. So he's just kind of looking to the others and just kind of gauging what they think about this at this point.
And Rick's reading the room and seeing opportunity. So I mean, it's just hey, you got this, Tuck. You got this. You got a solid plan. Don't you agree, Bolton? Dan, solid plan.
Look, Cap, you give me the word, and I'll get it done.
Don't feel right. You call me Captain. It just don't feel right.
But that's your crew giving you the vote of confidence, Tuck. Just place your orders. Let's go.
All right. Bolton, what do you think?
Are you asking Bolton?
Yes.
Bolton's got his arms crossed looking down. He's not happy with this whole situation. He wants to get Sylvie out of where Sylvie is and get the rest of us the hell out of here. As far as Bolton is concerned at this point, it is no longer a salvage mission. It's a rescue mission. So anything going against getting her the immediate hell out of there kind of goes against what he wants. But he's sitting there he's not in charge. He's not the captain. He's just huffing and puffing. And finally, I'll be in the pod. There's nothing here I can do anyways. And grabs the box and heads towards the pod.
Oh,
Okay.
Jeez.
Now, I think between everybody's skills and the equipment, we don't need to roll for anything. I'd like to wrap up tonight asking how are we going to resolve Sylvie's position? Because I kind of lost the lead on how you guys are going to...
I don't think Sylvie... I mean, my take is that Sylvie's position is she ends up in a cryo tank strapped to the FLD, and that's her position.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so long story short, the cryo module that is that was like broken off the FLD is going to be re-anchored to the FLD, like maybe with like cabling or
Correct.
something like that.
Correct.
Yes.
With an umbilical, we'll salvage the an umbilical from somewhere on the FLD.
Easy to do. And then I'm thinking what you guys would probably want to do, and check me if I'm wrong, is just use the pod and its laser cutter to cut a hole in the lab so Sylvie can float from lab to the cryo, maybe under the guidance of the salvage drone, the mule, like floating her across. And then Sylvie, your final act for the night then is to crawl into this cryo chamber room, which I picture is like a like those carnival rides where everyone like straps to like the saucer and like flings everyone around by centrifugal force.
Oh,
Kind of like that kind of a room, but it's all cryopods in like a slanted row, right?
A gravitron?
A gravitron of
Yeah.
cryopods, yeah.
Oh my god.
And except this gravitron is also full of floating bodies that are clearly like
That's
and it takes
lovely.
you maybe it's not until like the 5th pod that you check is intact.
Occupied.
But
Occupied.
you have to like take the dead
Occupied.
body out of it.
Ugh.
And I'm not sure like the logistics of like getting out of a spacesuit and into a cryopod. I'm sure there's a way to do it though. It doesn't look graceful or anything like that. So Sylvie, your last coherent moments are going to sleep in a cryopod surrounded by the floating dead.
How fun.
Adrift in space. Yeah.
I honestly would rather die. No.
Well, let's hold on to that thought, Sylvie. Give me a body save.
Okay. Give me a second. My body's so low. Okay. 99.
ooh.
That's
fail.
a failure.
That's a critical fail. That is the worst.
That is yep.
Guys, I'm really good at these type of games.
You need to throw those dice away.
Yeah.
No, Matt knows. He's played with me in person. This is a real thing. I'm very bad at rolling.
Cryo sleep is normally without dreams, Sylvie, but yours is filled with the unending haunting visions of like needle thin lines of goop sort of like erupting out of your pores. Like you can see them like coming out of your pores and like looping back in, and like almost like you're being woven into this oily goop covering your body.
I want to know what type of monster I'm turning into. That's what I'm most excited about.
We'll find out when someone opens up Sylvie's pod.
And then she is a goop monster. She turned into an ooze from D&D.
Ooh.
Yeah, be a plasmoid, yeah.
Ooh.
And that's where we're gonna leave
Yay.
Sylvie for now. Hey,
Yay.
I'm
Mike, push
happy
the
one of
button.
us are almost dead. And it was
All
your
right.
captain.
Long live the new captain.
Oh God.
All right. Thanks
Her
everybody.
final
for...
moments were like, I should have picked Bolden.
Rick, you're the only one who heard that because you're the only one who has like, admin control of them. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for a really good session. You guys really leaned into the cosmic horror of Mothership. Well done, everybody. Before we close up for the night, any lingering questions, comments, concerns for our session? Mike, I think you'll be rolling a new character coming out of...
I guess so, yeah. I guess there's one more on that ship.
Okay. And we're going to keep relying on that until it... I think this... it's almost getting absurd for just people like popping out of the freezer as needed. But we'll keep using it for now. I don't have anything else to say besides thank you guys again. This was a really fun session.
This was fun. Thank you.
Thanks for hosting.
Thank you.
It should be like a maximum of 12, right? That was the capacity, life support capacity of the Marlowe. So we get
right, but that's 12
total
people awake at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so there's 12 extra lives.
Can we count it as a respawn? Yeah.
Sylvie 2 comes out of... I'm ready to
No,
assume
it's your
command.
sister,
My sister.
Libby.
Yeah.
Libby,
So okay,
Libby pops
12
up.
12 souls on the Marlowe, and we have encountered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 of them. So whatever Mike rolls out next is number 7.
Lucky number 7.
That's right.
Ooh.
He might be
And
a mechanic, Rick.
Another mechanic for the ship.
Uh,
how do you guys
Mike-
feel about the VTT? Is it still working out okay?
I'm pretty impressed for this for Mothership. I mean, this is way adequate. I'm running it on my iPad Pro, and it's been like pretty much, super easy.
I don't like doing things on my phone, but the functionality of the VTT is really nice.
Good. Yeah, it is. If you guys are on Android and like a Windows computer, you're kind of out of luck. It does play really nicely with Macs though. Like I'm running it on my MacBook.
Yeah, I've got
that's
a
nice.
Chromebook coming soon, so that'll be real nice setup because I can install an app on the Chromebook.
There you go.
Probably put it on my iPad. I can just use that instead.
I'll tell you, Mike, it's nice. I'm looking. I mean,
On an
obviously, I'm
iPad.
using my. Yeah, I'm running it on my iPad.
I mean,
Pro.
I'll have to make a new character, and I don't want to delete Sylvie just yet, so I might have to use a whole nother device. So I don't.
I
have
believe
to pay.
you can share the character. You can in settings, characters, export. Yeah, it'll give you if you do. There's a way to do it where it's just a code, just like the game room.
Yeah.
And you can give your iPad version of the app the code, and it should download Sylvie.
Oh, well, if I make a new character, I'll have to delete her, I think,
Oh, right.
because I'm not paying. I am a teacher.
Send her to me, and I'll hold on to her.
Well, if I use my iPad next session, we'll see if that creates a whole nother person.
Okay.
Or,
But either way, if you give me
I'll
the
figure it
character
out.
code, I can hold on to
yeah,
it.
I'll do that if I can't.
Okay. Good.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks everybody
Thank you,
else.
everybody. And
Thank
again,
you. Thank you for
a great
having me.
session.
Great session.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, welcome back, man. Welcome back anytime. Next session. Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody.
Right.
Later.
No.